matter if the voice is saying nice things or not nice things. It doesn't matter to our exercise, my invitation to you this week. Because the invitation is to observe the voice. Just pay attention to it. And the only way to observe it is to get some distance between it and you. And the only way to get some distance between you and the voice is to stop differentiating what it's saying. Good, bad, or indifferent. Stop judging. Stop labeling what the voice says. Stop believing that some things it says are you, and other things it says are not you. Because if you can hear the voice, if you can observe the voice, then you are not the voice. Say that with me. I am not the voice. A little bigger. I am not the voice. Now I have a little more to share. That's the message today. You are not the voice. And it doesn't matter whether you are loving what it's saying or detesting what it's saying. It's not who you are. You are the witness, capital W. You are the one that sits behind the voice, that observes the voice. That's who you are. You see, the voice, it can change its mind in a dime. In one moment, in the same hour, in the same minute, it can be happy, and by the end of that minute, it can be upset. One moment, content, the next moment, verklempt. Just like that. Am I right? You see, what is of God, what is true and pure and holy, does not change. You are true and pure and holy, and you do not change. You see, Descartes was wrong. How do I know he was wrong? If you quiet your mind, if you release all of your thoughts, you still exist. Don't you? And we all have done that. Even you, Joe. We all have quieted the voice. You know I'm saying that out loud. He knows that. We have all quieted the voice. We all have periods in our lives. They come in all different shapes and sizes and forms. Sometimes that's why we go, that's why we like movies. That's one of the reasons you love movies. Because, and you may not even realize it's because you're not listening to your voice. You're listening to the movie, not your voice. Your voice gets quiet. It's engaged. You know, you, the real you, is engaged. It happens here in meditation. And we can be at a place with no thoughts, and yet we're still here, and we know it. So Descartes was wrong. I say with respect. I mean, he was a stepping stone in understanding. The answer to the question of who we are, who I am, is pure awareness, pure consciousness. Would you say this with me? I am pure awareness. I am pure awareness. I am pure consciousness. I am pure consciousness. Amen. That's who you are. That is who you are. Not the voice. There is nothing more important in true spiritual growth than to realize you are not the voice in your head. nothing. That voice, no matter how we label it, it doesn't uplift us, it limits us. It doesn't inspire us, it imprisons us. Now, our thoughts have use. I want to say it again. Our thoughts have use. They are not useless. They are not wrong. They're simply not who you are. And once you realize that, then the voice is no longer in control of your life. You know, if you really stop and pay attention to the voice, you might realize that you're living with a maniac. Jesus said, when you pray, go into your closet and lock the door and pray to your Father who is in secret. I tried that once, and the door locked, and I didn't have the key. I just locked it. Couldn't, no. I never took the Bible that literally. The closet that Jesus is speaking of is our inner sanctum. The closet he is speaking of is contemplative prayer, what we in New Thought and Unity call meditation. The closet he is speaking of is the silence. The silence. It is in the silence that we are restored. It is in the silence that we move beyond the voice, past the voice, and we get back to who we really are. This is not my wisdom. This is the wisdom of all great spiritual masters of all time. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, wrote this. In the silence, go before the altar and lay your problems before the Lord. Maybe there is one, and I've never seen an altar in a Unity church. We have tables to put prayer boxes on and beautiful, exquisite flower arrangements and Christ candles. But we don't have altars. We don't have physical altars. Here's why. The altar is that place in consciousness where you are willing to let go of the lesser for the greater. To let go of personality. I'm editing here. The voice. That's what the personality is, the voice. To let go of personality and enter into the individuality of the Christ. The reason that in Unity Jesus is our primary way shower, not our only one, our primary way shower, is because we believe he exemplified the Christ, that he demonstrated the Christ. And the Christ is the perfect pattern for a complete spirit-filled life, and it lives in each and every one of us. If you're sitting here thinking, oh, well, maybe not me, wrong. Nobody's exempt. It is in all of us. It is in all of us. In the silence, we are restored to the Christ. We are restored to the Spirit. We get beyond the voice. This is an excerpt from the poem My Silence by the teacher Sri Chinmoy. My spreading silence, and it's in your bulletin. If you want to silently read along as I read aloud, I think that might help it go deeper. My spreading silence makes me see, feel, and possess satisfaction. Unalloyed satisfaction. No more have I to let loose a tirade of tenebrous dissatisfaction. This is my favorite part, the next one. In activity and vitality, I proudly and wrongly feel that I shall have to take care of the whole world. in the heart of silence, I humbly and unmistakably realize that it is the divinity within the world that took care, takes care, and shall forever take care of the entire world. Silence is my unceasing petition. Silence is my unreserved preparation. Silence is my unlimited realization. Silence is the unfathomable fount of my life here on earth, there in heaven. What God's silence is the eternal truth. What God's silence serves is the eternal purpose. What God's silence becomes is the inevitable fulfillment. What allowed Jesus to ride into the city that day to his certain death? He knew who he was. He knew his eternal truth. He knew his eternal purpose. He knew his eternal fulfillment. He knew it. And he didn't have to die to find it. And neither do we. He found it here. He found it in life, as can we. Heaven and earth together in life, because life is without end. And he knew that. I have one more invitation for you this week. This is not one of those 30-day invitations. For the next 30 days, I want you to, or God forbid, for the next 6 months or a year, this is for 1 week. 1 week. The invitation is this: to prepare the way for an even deeper Easter experience. My invitation to you, beginning today, not tomorrow, today. Today through Wednesday, sit in the silence for 10 minutes. And if you usually sit more, you can keep doing that. But I'm asking, sit in the silence for 10 minutes. Today through Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sit in the silence for 30. It may take some rearranging of your day. It may take some thinking and planning. This is my invitation to you. And this is how it's done when you are alone with God. To go into the silence, you sit tall and straight. You close your eyes. Your legs are either flat on the floor or both legs are crossed. Your hands are open and resting upon your knees or thighs. And you focus your attention on the flow of your breath. You simply notice your breath, your God-given mantra. That's what your breath is. You feel your breath. You hear your breath. It's very simple. As thoughts come to mind, and they most likely will, you embrace them. You accept the thought, which gives you the ability to then release it. So you accept each and every thought that comes as they come. You accept them, you wrap your mental arms around them, and then you open your arms, you let them go. And you return your focused awareness to your breath. In doing so, you quiet and still your mind. In doing so, you release your thoughts. True meditation, true silence is focused attention, focused awareness, free of thought. And if more thoughts come, you embrace and release them as often as you need to without self-judgment. No judgment. None. You simply allow yourself to